I am in what's been described as the last Maoist village in China. There you see Stalin, Lenin, Mao, Engels and Marx is hiding over there. And I'm going to say why communist China goose steps. Now, the goose step was first introduced in Prussia in the 18th century, and it was initially very good for fighting, but eventually it just showed discipline. So the Russians adopted it very early on in the 19th century, Latin America adopted it shortly afterwards, and the likes. But China adopted it in the 1920s, after Germany had been defeated and lost its prestige. So in the 20s, China was divided into a series of regions controlled by warlords, and all of them were trying to get the upper hand. So the KMT sought to create better relations with Germany. Now they chose Germany because Germany had lost all of its colonies in Asia after World War I, so there was no threat of them wanting to gain land and the like. So the nationalists of the KMT managed to get a retired army colonel named Bauer to go over in the mid-20s and help train their troops. Now, because of the restrictions placed on Germany after World War II, an American journalist started following them and realized that he was teaching them a lot of drills, including the goose step. So that's where the goose step came along. But Bauer was also instrumental in selling a lot of German-made arms to China, and it's estimated that around 60% of the arms in China were made in Germany. Bauer eventually died in 1929, and he was replaced by numerous other advisors. Some of them were pro-Nazi before the Nazis even took power in Germany, like Kriebel, and he was instrumental in stopping the cooperation between the nationalists and the communists in China. But once the Nazis took power, the two nations worked together very closely. For instance, German businesses unified to help send raw materials back to Germany in exchange for loans and arms. Germany, for instance, helped industrialize China, and many high-ranking Chinese officials flew out to meet Hitler. Plus, Germany started educating a lot of Chinese people, and these German-educated Chinese people would eventually return to China and become high-ranking officials within the KMT. So that's why in Taiwan there was some Nazi-inspired policies that they introduced. But with war impending, Germany had to pick a side, Japan or China. Now a big debate did happen. For instance, Goebbels, he supported forming an alliance with China. After all, he was pretty obsessed with the Asian mysticism and even sent a discovery expedition to Tibet in 1930. Japan, of course, won out. The Germans just believed it was the stronger nation of the two and would be better in the fight against communism in the future, so they formed an alliance with Japan. But Japan, of course, had to fight the Chinese, who were largely German-trained and had German arms. Plus, many of the advisors, who were after all retired and therefore civilians, stayed behind to help fight with the Chinese until 1941. The communists just inherited the goose step from the nationalists. After all, many people just swap sides between the two. So, communist China today goose steps because of a strange cooperation or would-be alliance between Nazi Germany and China.